G'day and welcome to a different video. This is Bill's Bongo. Just give a quick look around the new car. Well, new car. It's a 1995 Mazda E2000, so it's about 29 years old. And it's in really good condition. There's no dents or anything, so I'll have a little quick walk around here. Bit longer than the Tarago and a bit more space as well. Full length bed now. So I'm sort of utilising little hooks and things to sort of hold things up. Haven't used the fishing line yet. Got to learn to fish. And the esky there's got tools in it and a few other things, power cords and things, and a little cooker. I did make a fly screen for the back here. So that came in handy. I made that at the last moment really quickly. Yeah, so the back there's got a huge amount of space. It's probably fit a couple of surfboards in there. And this drawer here, really long drawer. I showed this in a previous video, but it's really long. And like it came with a lot of crockery and cookware and things. So I'm sort of haven't completely sorted that out, because it has the billy and it's got a few other tools in there. So one day I'll have a dedicated food drawer. Well, I sort of do. It's up the front. I'll show you in a sec. And there's that mouse trap. I don't know if I got a mouse, but it's there anyway. I don't know what's happened there, but yeah. And they already had these little wires here for hanging things up, so I've put a couple of tarps there and utilise these little $2 shop things. You know, those things that well, when the batteries work, they are good. Made some new little silver things for that, and I've still clamp on the fly screen. Well, the other side I'll leave it on, but this comes off every time I drive, and it's good because it puts the face up right up against the window, so you can get any sort of breeze. And it came with roof racks. There's my little ensuite that I had from the other vehicle, and this screen stays on permanently. Just I swap these things now and again because they do get a bit rusty. So this is a rhino rack awning, and it's better than the other one because it's got the rubber corners, so it flexes a lot more. So when you're doing that by yourself, it's a bit more forgiving. And these are those things from the other one. These are the tent. They're the tent poles, so they've got two of them. They come right out, and use them for several things. You can hang clothes on them. You can sort of hang a tarp there for privacy, put a tarp along there. Or you also put a tarp over the top for a really quick roof, and that lets you drive around if you need to change locations. Overnight I put the water up there. I'll just hold it up there, and there's the solar panel. Yeah, my first big solar panel. And my first fridge. This fridge came with the car. It's a brass monkey. I think it's like a 55 litre, and you know, you can have two compartments. Let's see if it's messy in there. Two compartments, and can be really cold, or like a fridge, and doesn't take long to really freeze everything down. I put those little blue ice blocks in there, and they really freeze up. Yeah, so it came with part of this cargo barrier. He'd cut it out, so I've sort of just clamped my clamps and a few bits and bobs up there. I've just brought some Ugg boots, or knockoff Ugg boots from Kmart, because it's getting cold. And yeah, it's starting to collect a few magnets now. So there's another one there. Get a few magnets because I've got a bit of metal work to do that now. And I just sort of store a few things here. So that's a single bed, but he has made it, and look at all this sort of marine grade carpet. He's made it so that can turn into a double bed. So I haven't actually put this out before, but that forms into a double bed. Oh yeah, it gives you a little bit of space here too, which is good. I might use that one day. And yeah, just have a couple of things in there. And here's the other big drawer. So This is where a lot of coffee and powdered milk, so I don't use fresh coffee, use the skim powdered. And yeah, that's a nice sauce. Yeah, a few other, it all changes every day. I get something out and everything else gets rearranged. So yeah, it'll be sorted out one day. So once again, like the back one, I am wasting that drawer a bit. And that happens too. You always have to make sure you clamp that when you're driving, otherwise it just bangs on the sliding door every time you go around a corner. And the jack and all that's under there. Also comes with this, one of these flashy things, you know, where you sort of has the magnets on it. Oh, it's all clamped up and everything, but I've got it sort of clamped up. But yeah, so I do have a little bit of a fly screen there, and that's probably why I put that hole, so I can plonk that in there. It's a good design. These tyres are great. They're truck tyres. I actually replaced one last week, and all up it was just over $200 fitting and everything. But yeah, sounds like a four-wheel drive when I'm along the road, and sort of brings the car up a bit too, so it gives you a higher clearance as well. Well, at least at the front. The back's not so high up, but yeah, I like them. Just found out that these vehicles and the Ford Econovans, their thread is opposite to the right hand side of the car, so I'm getting some new studs and some new lug nuts that's going to conform with the right hand side, like every other car in the world sort of has. Well, I think Valiants apparently were also on the left. So I did have a Valiant once. I can't remember it being like that though. Now I did think this made a good seat, so while I was sitting on it looking at the surfing, it cracked through. That fell out, so I glued that back together. I'll try to get a nice one day, or paint that all black, but yeah, I messed that up a little bit. Funny having glass headlights again. Yeah, so I've brought this from Bunnings, and yeah, it just gives you a little bit of privacy in your car, and that's just nice to have a little bit of privacy. And yeah, you can sort of put that along the side of the car to keep the sun off the car if you really want to. Yeah, we'll put it over the top for a bit of a roof like that. And I got the little thingies to you know, peg it down if I want to. Yeah, so this is a 1995 Mazda E2000, which is sort of a lot like a Ford Econovan. And this one has only done 127,000 kilometres, or it was about 121 when I got it, or a bit more. And of course I've come over from the East Coast with it. And yeah, it's really doing me well. Be good to be able to stretch out, and I still move things over from the back to the front, but if I you know, get those drawers sorted out, I'll be having to move a lot less things. I'm just filming in the campground here with people around, so I don't want to make it look obvious what I'm doing. Yeah, I like that. I think I might use that a bit more. Just folds down and folds down somehow. There we go. Oh, I've got a bit of a cushion. That's right, I've got a cushion there to help cushion the fridge. That's it. Much easier now. It came with a little camp table, but I don't know if I'm using that yet because I've got my own little table. So wherever you go travelling, you make sure you got some sort of ventilation. That's a 12-volt 240 fan. I've got a couple of other little ones in the cupboards. Speaking of cupboards, so under here you can access, you just pull out some of these things, about 3 of them, and yeah, that extends right to the back. So I think whoever made it may have made it to be able to put surfboards in, I don't know. But yeah, I've got that stacked up to the hilt with stuff. One of these little beach chairs, you know, the ones that you fold like that. That makes a good bed head. I don't use this at night well, not only do I have to get another battery, like a third battery, so they don't go flat, but also when it kicks in at night, my head's right there, so see, there's my head and there's the fridge, so I don't have it on at night. Just try to freeze up those ice blocks and then blue block things, and then do it like that. There's another fan. I've had that since Darwin. I never used it really, and I've used it once here, so I may use it a bit more. These clamps, I've gone through a few of those plastic clamps because they do break in the end, but gee, they're good, really good. Yeah, so it's rear wheel drive, 5-speed manual, and yeah, it's really fun to drive actually. It's quite like sitting up high and having that gear stick like where it is, and yeah, you see a lot more now. Areas that I have been before in the lower vehicles, I'm seeing a lot more, which you know, I think I sit fairly close, same height as a transit van. I think I was next to a transit van at the traffic lights and we're almost about the same height. I still utilise these little $5 Woolworths baskets, just sort of hang them on the side there. I might even get more of those, but yeah, it's come with these really good curtains, you know, really block out the light. Not keen on the red. I may swap over to a black one day. You probably can see in some of that footage where I have the silver window there and then the red curtain, so I may get rid of that one day. Yeah, and of course I can clamp tarps or that shade cloth onto that back door too and have a whole another room out the back. Yeah, I got one of these porta potties, brand new. I think I got that in Taree, so it's coming down. Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty hard to get to this engine, but it's you know, pretty accessible. There's a carby under there. Yeah, found a spot for the friends. Found the new one the other day. Yeah, I put in the put in another temperature gauge as well. Rigged that in myself. And help from Peter, my brother, and YouTube. I may have already mentioned that. And yeah, so here's a nice big water container that came with the car, and I use this siphon. I just sort of siphon it out here if I need that, but I have another one here, and have a couple of other waters. These waters up here, they'll sort of sit here as I'm driving. Yeah, this was a bit of a spirit of the moment car tour. Yeah. So you have the engine there, and then you access the battery and the plastic coolant thing in here. So it comes out, and there's your battery and there's your coolant. Yeah, 5-speed manual. Yeah, you still get the owner's manual. 30-year-old car, and very helpful. It helped me find the rear wiper washer reservoir the other day. One day I might get a tow bar for this, maybe even tow a camper trailer or something. Something where I can put a bike in, perhaps. And there's the fridge freezer after I've given it a clean out. So you pull the little lug out there to clean it, which is pretty easy. Yeah, with my head here, yeah, I'd probably be sitting about 6 foot above the ground. Actually, where that crack is, I might put a light bar there one day. I can't remember if I've shown setting up the, we call it ensuite. I'll have a go at setting that up. So ideally it's not too windy, and in the Tarago it's sat down lower, but you can get these and adjust them so it sits a bit lower there. Yeah, I did use that a few times a couple of years ago. I haven't used it a great deal. You know, you could probably boil a kettle in here if it was, you know, too windy. Well, if it's too windy, you don't set it up unless you're on the lee side of the wind. Yeah, so that's an ensuite. Now I'll fold it up. And that's it, the King's ensuite. It's been very handy. What does that say? 127,947. Having a sleep in the sun. It's a quick trip around the car. If you like that, don't forget the thumbs up, notification button, and subscribe button. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.